Welcome back. If you caught part 1 of our 16 most game-changing handguns of 2026, you already know we covered some seriously impressive ground. Factory-integrated compensators flattening recoil like never before, double-stack 1911s making a major comeback, and optics-ready slides cementing themselves as the new industry standard. But we told you the best was still to come, and we absolutely meant it. Because now, we're getting into the truly bold stuff. We're talking entirely new operating systems that are challenging the very definition of how a semi-automatic pistol functions. These aren't minor tweaks or aesthetic refreshes. These are fearless reimaginings engineered for enhanced reliability, reduced felt recoil, and next-level modularity. Some of these groundbreaking designs are emerging from venerable companies with a century or more of firearm manufacturing heritage, leveraging deep expertise in metallurgy and ergonomics. Others are the brainchild of plucky startups, pushing boundaries with fresh perspectives and cutting-edge manufacturing techniques. But regardless of their origin, they all share the same relentless DNA: the pursuit of a handgun that delivers superior control, faster target engagement, and pinpoint accuracy. So let's finish what we started. Here's the second half of the 16 most exciting handguns of 2026. And number 1 might just change everything.
Elite Pistol.
Nine, Cabot Rebellion Max. Alright, let's talk about a pistol that's less about everyday carry and more about everyday art that happens to shoot. Cabot Guns has carved out a niche for themselves by taking the classic 1911 platform and pushing it into the stratosphere of luxury and performance. The Rebellion Max is their latest salvo in this ongoing war against boring handguns. While most manufacturers are chasing the polymer and striker dream, Cabot is meticulously refining the granddaddy of them all. This isn't just another 1911. It's a double-stack 9mm evolution designed to blend modern capacity with that timeless 1911 feel. What hits you first is the weight. For a double-stack 1911, it's surprisingly light at around 28 ounces unloaded. How? Cabot uses 707-5 aircraft-grade aluminum for the frame and grip module. This keeps the heft down without sacrificing rigidity. And get this, despite being double-stack, the grip is actually slimmer than their single-stack models. This makes it more comfortable for a wider range of hands and improves trigger reach, which is crucial for accurate shooting. Capacity is a respectable 17 rounds in the standard magazine, with optional 20-rounders available if you feel the need for a little extra persuasion. The barrel is another standout feature. Forget the traditional multi-lug setup. The Rebellion Max sports a single-lug bull barrel, a 4.25-inch match-grade stainless steel beauty that's hand-fitted for maximum accuracy. This is paired with Cabot's full-cycle commander-length operating system, designed for smoother cycling and a recoil impulse that feels more like a full-size government model than a compact. Internally, you've got Cabot's Advantage extractor system for reliable ejection. And the trigger? Oh, the trigger. It's set around 3.5 pounds with a crisp break and a lightning-fast reset, complete with a flat trigger shoe for a clean pull. Externally, these pistols are finished to perfection, often featuring a striking two-tone look or an optional diamond-like carbon coating for extreme durability. Sights are a ledge-style rear with a fiber optic front, and yes, there's an option for a red dot cut. Now, all this artisanal craftsmanship comes at a price. Expect to shell out around $2,995. It's a serious investment, but for those who appreciate the pinnacle of 1911 refinement, the Rebellion Max is a masterpiece. 10. Smith & Wesson M&P Shield X. For many concealed carry users, the Smith & Wesson M&P Shield line has long been one of the most trusted compact handgun platforms in the United States. Over the years, the series has evolved through several generations, each one refining the balance between size, capacity, and shootability. The M&P Shield X represents the next step in that evolution, taking the familiar Shield formula and introducing several practical upgrades designed for modern defensive use. At its core, the Shield X remains a slim, striker-fired pistol chambered in 9mm ammunition. However, Smith & Wesson made a number of ergonomic changes to improve control and comfort during firing. One of the most noticeable updates is the deeper beaver tail cut at the rear of the frame. That design allows the shooter's hand to sit slightly higher on the grip, which effectively lowers the bore axis relative to the hand. When the bore axis sits lower, the pistol tends to produce less muzzle rise during recoil, making follow-up shots easier to manage. Grip texture has also been redesigned to provide a more secure hold without becoming overly abrasive. Many shooters appreciate aggressive textures for control, but overly rough surfaces can become uncomfortable during extended shooting sessions. The Shield X attempts to strike a balance by offering a texture pattern that locks the hand in place while still remaining comfortable for everyday carry. The slide design has also been updated with deeper front serrations. These serrations give shooters additional grip when performing press checks or racking the slide from the front. The pistol also includes a squared-off trigger guard and an integrated front accessory rail, allowing users to attach compact weapon lights or laser aiming devices. For a pistol in this size class, having an accessory rail adds a level of versatility that earlier Shield models did not always offer. Modern optics compatibility is another major improvement. The slide features an RMSC optics-ready footprint, allowing shooters to mount a compact red dot sight directly onto the pistol. Smith & Wesson also incorporated what they called a clear sight cut design. This feature helps redirect gases away from the optic lens when firing, reducing the amount of debris that can accumulate on the glass during extended shooting. The iron sight configuration includes a blacked-out rear sight paired with a bright green night sight in the front. This combination helps draw the shooter's eye quickly to the front sight while maintaining good visibility in low-light conditions. Magazine capacity has also improved compared to earlier single-stack Shield pistols. The Shield X uses flush-fit 13-round magazines, and an extended 15-round magazine is included as well. For states with capacity restrictions, a 10-round compliant version is also available. In terms of size, the pistol remains compact enough for concealed carry while offering improved shootability compared to the original Shield models. Pricing typically falls within the mid-range carry pistol category, generally landing between $500 and $600 depending on configuration. With its combination of modern optic support, improved ergonomics, and increased capacity, the Smith & Wesson M&P Shield X builds upon one of the most successful concealed carry pistols ever made, while pushing the platform further into the modern defensive handgun era. 11. Taurus GX4 Strike Bravo. Alright, let's talk about the Taurus GX4 Strike Bravo, which is less of a new gun and more of a clever, modular Frankenstein's monster for your range bag. Taurus partnered up with Strike Industries, and instead of reinventing the wheel, they slapped a whole new chassis onto their existing GX4 Carry Toro. The goal? Take a decent compact CCW and give it the stability and accessory options of something much bigger, without completely ditching the original handgun. At its heart, it's still the GX4 Carry Toro, so you've got that familiar 9mm setup with a 3.7-inch barrel. But this Bravo version throws in a slightly longer, threaded barrel, perfect for slapping on a suppressor or a compensator if you're feeling fancy. It's got that standard 1 in 10 twist rate, which is good news for stabilizing all sorts of modern defensive ammo. The real party trick is the Strike Industries chassis. This beefier frame wraps around the original pistol, adding a significant amount of rigidity. The headline feature here is the compatibility with Strike Industries' folding stabilizer brace. When deployed, this thing gives you a third point of contact, turning your compact into something that feels a lot more like a PCC, dramatically reducing felt recoil and improving accuracy. Plus, you get a full-length M-LOK rail on the bottom, opening up a world of possibilities for lights, lasers, or whatever else you want to hang off your pew-pew. They also added a reversible charging handle, which is a godsend when you've got an optic or a suppressor mounted, giving you more leverage to cycle the slide. The slide itself still has that optics-ready cut and standard white dot sights, so you can easily throw a red dot on it. The trade-off for all this modularity and stability is size. This setup is definitely not your deep concealment pistol anymore. Think range toy or home defense. But at around $670 without the brace and closer to $800 with it, it's a pretty interesting way to get a lot of versatility without breaking the bank. It's a creative approach to making a compact more capable. 12. VKTR Industries. VKP Pro. VKTR Industries, a company known for its tactical carbines, decided to dip its toes into the high-end pistol market, and the VKP Pro is their rather ambitious debut. They've taken the classic 1911 design and given it a modern, competition-ready makeover with a hybrid modular frame. This isn't just another 1911. It's a 9mm double stack that aims for durability, customization, and serious performance. The frame is where things get interesting. It's a two-piece system. The core is 416 stainless steel, providing that solid, traditional feel and strength. Bolted onto this is a reinforced polymer grip module. This smart design keeps the weight down, allows for custom texturing for a better grip, and frankly, makes it feel more modern than a full steel frame. It's a nice blend of old-school rigidity and new-school ergonomics. Feeding this beast are STI 2011 pattern magazines, which are the gold standard in competition circles. This means you get a substantial capacity for a 1911, easily handling 17 or more rounds, while still benefiting from the platform's renowned crisp trigger and natural pointability. If you love the 1911 feel but crave more firepower, this is the compromise you've been waiting for. Accuracy is also a priority. The VKP Pro sports a 4.4-inch bushingless bull barrel. No barrel bushing means a tighter lockup, potentially better accuracy, and a slightly simplified slide assembly. The trigger is a single-action combat match unit, breaking cleanly around 3.5 pounds, with a short, tactile reset perfect for rapid follow-up shots. This is a full-size pistol, tipping the scales around 36 ounces unloaded. While that might seem hefty compared to polymer pistols, it translates to less felt recoil and a stable shooting platform. VKTR uses all steel for its metal components, eschewing MIM parts, and applies a durable DLC-style coating for corrosion resistance. It's optics ready with an adapter plate system and comes with co-witness iron sights. For around $4,000, you get the pistol, a case, 4 Atlas magazines, and 3 optics plates. It's a premium package for serious shooters. 13. PSA Saber 11. Alright, let's talk about the PSA Saber 11, a gun that basically says, what if we took your grandpa's favorite 1911, gave it a protein shake, and told it to hit the gym? Palmetto State Armory actually listened to the internet. A bold move, I know, and polled a massive crowd of shooters. The result? A double-stack 1911 that's trying to be all things to all people. It's chambered in 9mm, which is smart, because who wants to manage .45 ACP recoil in a higher capacity gun if they don't have to? The real magic here is the capacity. Forget your classic 7 or 8 rounds. This thing ships with 17 and 20 round magazines, putting it squarely in the same ballpark as many modern striker-fired duty guns. But you still get that sweet 1911 grip angle and trigger feel. It's got a 5-inch bull barrel, meaning no bushing to fiddle with, just a nice, tight lockup that should translate to better accuracy and durability. The slide itself looks pretty slick, with that tri-cut design and some deep engravings. Definitely not your dad's basic government model. They've also thrown in some modern touches. It's optics ready, cut for an RMR footprint right out of the box, with plans for adapter plates for other sights. The trigger is adjustable without taking the gun apart, a small but appreciated detail. And that trigger? It's a 1911 trigger. Short take-up, crisp break, positive reset. It's the stuff that makes people fall in love with this platform all over again. Ambidextrous safeties are a nice touch for us southpaws. Now, this isn't a budget PSA gun. It's positioned higher, but they're arguing the features justify the price, especially when you look at other double-stack 1911s. It's aiming for the competition crowd, and maybe the discerning home defender who just really likes the 1911 feel but wants more rounds on tap. It's a fascinating blend of old-school soul and modern muscle. 14. Sig Sauer P211 GTO. Alright, let's talk about the Sig Sauer P211 GTO. When Sig Sauer decides to play in the double-stack 1911 sandbox, you know they're not going to bring a plastic bucket. They've basically taken the beloved 1911 platform, given it a serious tech upgrade, and told it to compete in the modern era. This isn't just a tweaked classic. It's a hybrid designed from the ground up to blend that crisp 1911 single-action trigger with the kind of capacity and modularity we expect from today's performance pistols. SIG's approach here is pretty unique. Instead of just slapping a double-stack mag into an existing frame, they've created a whole new system. You've got a robust stainless steel frame with a full-length dust cover and an integrated accessory rail. Because what's a modern pistol without a place for your tactical flashlight? Bolted onto that is an aluminum alloy grip module, complete with grippy Hogue G10 panels. This two-piece design is a clever way to manage weight while ensuring durability and a solid grip. One of the smartest moves SIG made is magazine compatibility. This pistol runs on P320 magazines. If you're already in the SIG ecosystem, this is a huge win. It means easy access to spares and potentially lower costs. Underneath the slide, you'll find a 4.4-inch bull barrel. Bull barrels tend to offer a tighter lockup with the slide, which often translates to more consistent accuracy. And at the muzzle? That's SIG's Mach 3 D-printed compensator, which they claim can cut muzzle rise by about 30%. That means quicker follow-up shots and a flatter shooting experience. The trigger, of course, stays true to its 1911 roots. Single action only, with that signature short pull and crisp break. Safety is handled by a manual thumb safety and a grip safety, allowing for that classic cocked and locked carry. Controls are fully ambidextrous, which is a nice touch. The slide is cut for optics, using the SIG Glock Pro footprint, and you can even get it from the factory with a Romeo X red dot already mounted. It's a hefty pistol, weighing in at just under 46 ounces unloaded, which will help soak up recoil. This is a premium package, with prices reflecting that, starting around $2,400. It's SIG's ambitious answer to the call for a modern, high-capacity 1911. 15. Beretta 21 Bobcat Jaguar. Alright, let's talk about a rimfire that's trying to be more than just a range toy. The Beretta 21 Bobcat Jaguar. This isn't your grandpa's plinker. It's a collaboration between Beretta and Tandem Cross, a company that knows how to soup up rimfires for serious business. They've taken Beretta's classic Cat series design and given it a modern makeover for the training and competition crowd. First off, it's chambered in .22 long rifle, which means light recoil and cheap ammo. Perfect for putting in the serious range time needed for competition or just becoming a better shooter. What immediately stands out is that full-length Picatinny rail on top. Forget flimsy mounts. This is ready for a red dot sight right out of the box. Plus, you've got M-lock slots on the sides for any other doodads you want to attach. The frame is aluminum, keeping the weight reasonable at around 26 ounces unloaded. That's heavy enough to feel stable and soak up some recoil, but not so heavy you'll be complaining after an hour on the range. The grip panels are textured polymer, giving you a solid hold, even when you're running strings of fire. Beretta and Tandem Cross clearly paid attention to the trigger. It's a flat-face design that breaks clean and predictably, which is crucial for developing good fundamentals. Combine that with the minimal .22 recoil, and you can really focus on your sight picture and trigger control. It's also got ambidextrous manual safeties, a win for us lefties. And that barrel? It's 5.25 inches long and, get this, threaded from the factory. Suppressors are a huge part of the rimfire fun, and this makes it easy. If you want to go full race ready, The competition version throws in a compensator and a tandem cross thumb rest for even more control. Prices start around $749 for the standard model and jump to about $969 for the competition variant. It's a serious upgrade for anyone looking for a refined, capable .22 that doesn't feel like a toy. 16. Langdon Tactical LT80X 32 ACP. Okay, so you like the Beretta 80X Cheetah, right? Sleek lines, classic Italian craftsmanship, feels good in the hand. Now, imagine that same excellent platform, but dialed up to 11 by Langdon Tactical, guys who basically live and breathe Beretta tuning. That's the LT80X in .32 ACP. On the surface, it looks like a standard 80X, but LTT took this thing and made it, well, easier. The whole point here is that a lot of us dig the 80X's ergos, but don't necessarily need or want the bark of a .380. So, they chambered it in .32 ACP, creating a pistol that's softer shooting, more controllable, and a fantastic option for new shooters or anyone who just prefers less felt recoil. It keeps the same compact footprint as the 80X Cheetah, so you're looking at a 3.9-inch barrel and an overall length of about 6.8 inches. It tips the scales at just under 25 ounces unloaded. That's enough heft to feel stable when you're shooting, but not so much that it'll be a burden to carry. Langdon didn't just swap out the barrel and call it a day. This pistol gets the full LTT treatment, including their legendary trigger job. We're talking about the Beretta Extreme SDA/SA system. The double-action pull is noticeably smoother and lighter than stock, and the single-action brake is crisp, clean, and has a ridiculously short reset. Plus, it's got a skeletonized hammer for a tiny bit of weight reduction and a cool visual flair. The controls are super intuitive. A frame-mounted safety and ambidextrous-friendly ergonomics mean it's comfortable for everyone. Big win. The slide is optics-ready with interchangeable plates, so you can slap on a micro red dot without any fuss. If you're still rocking irons, it comes with easy-to-see 3-dot white sights. There's even a small Picatinny rail up front for a light or laser if you plan on using it for self-defense. Capacity is 12 rounds in .32 ACP, which is plenty for this easy-to-shoot package. The trade-off, of course, is terminal ballistics. 32 ACP isn't going to knock down doors, so shot placement is king. The downsides? The price, starting around $755, is a bit steep for a .32, and some will just want the .380. But if you prioritize shootability, comfort, and classic style with modern upgrades, the LTT-80X is a seriously refined choice.
Elite Pistol.
And there you have it, all 16 of the most exciting, game-changing handguns to land in 2026. From factory compensators and double-stack 1911s in Part 1, to the radical new operating systems and bold innovations we just broke down today, it's clear that the handgun world is evolving faster than ever before. The bar has been raised, and whether you're a competitive shooter, a concealed carrier, or just a passionate enthusiast, there has never been a better time to be paying close attention to what's rolling out of the factory. So, genuine evolution, or just clever marketing? After everything we've covered across both parts, I'll let you be the judge. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Which gun from this entire series topped your list, and which one left you underwhelmed? If you missed Part 1, the link is right up there. Go check it out. And if you're new here, hit subscribe because we're always diving deep into the guns, gear, and tech that actually matter. Until next time, stay sharp, stay safe, and keep that trigger finger disciplined.